Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from SweetStamper.com, and I'm here to share with you your weekly Facebook Live. And I have something really fun to work with tonight. We're taking a little bit of a detour from what I've been doing. So I'm going to give just a minute to let people find me. Reminder about the designer paper sale, and do I have in there somewhere? Yes, is my host code. So these are reminders. I've been doing pretty much every Facebook Live over the last couple of weeks has been featuring designer series paper. I'm not doing any designer series paper tonight. I'm taking a definite detour because we are going to look at a host stamp set and talk about what is a host stamp set, and talk about this one that is really, really unique, and I'm pretty much digging it. It is Night of Flight. It is all about the Moths, and that has gotten me digging in and doing a little bit of research. So, hey Tasha, I'm glad you are here today. I'm glad you're excited to be with me, and Kim, yay, welcome, welcome. We are going to dig into Night of Flight. So let me talk about host stamp sets, and then we'll talk about this particular one. Very unusual. I can't remember Stampin' Up! Ever doing anything like this before, so that immediately caught my eye. And hey, Darlene, I'm glad you're here with me. And Carol from Minnesota, welcome, ladies. So in the back of the Stampin' Up! Catalog on page 172, I mean like right before the index, way in the back, you will see what we have as our host program. And our host program means that when you hit $150 in sales in your order, now that can be your order alone, it can be your order as a demonstrator, as a customer, it can be your order where you've collected orders from several friends. But once you hit that $150 mark, you get 10% of what's called Stampin' Rewards. A lot of us still call them host rewards. And that means 10% means you get 10% of whatever this amount is of anything you want in the catalog. So let's just say you have a $150 order. You're going to get $15 free, and you can use that on anything in here that you want. However, you can use it on these items here, and these items cannot be purchased. They can only be accessed with those host dollars. So it's really important that you kind of access these when you can. Now it's going to tell you here in the little guide here, it tells you that this stamp set I'm going to be using tonight, Night of Flight, it is a $24 value. If you were purchasing it anywhere in here, it would be at $24 based on the number of stamps, its photopolymer, etc. But you're going to be able to get it for only $14 in host rewards. Now, your host rewards is free money, so you can get it absolutely free. Now, there's also another one called Calm and Quiet, and this is cling stamps. Two big, well, this one's really large, and then this one. And these are cling rubber. This one's photopolymer, and this one is a value of, they're both value of $24. You only have to pay $14. But it's not even your money in that sense. It's your host rewards. It's your Stampin' Rewards free money. So one of the things that I like to do is I have a card club, and it's called Cards with a Twist. You can do that as a club or a class. And my club members pay $39 every month as a subscription. And let me just show you. So like for July, this is my Cards with a Twist. They'll get a full pack of this beautiful daisies paper. They'll also get a full pack of these sequins, which I can't lay my hand to. And then we do they get everything they need to make these cards. And they're 2 cards with a twist, as you can see. So I do all the die cutting for them and just give them, of course, they get video overviews, they get PDF tutorials. I almost always include a fun fold. And so this is the one for July. So my Cards with a Twist club members if they want to do this for 6 months straight, then I give them a $25 reward. And I say $25 reward. This is my, I like this, these are my patriotic cards. So the $25 is a product reward, and I oftentimes will include a host stamp set because that's the only way they can get it. Is if they place a $150 order. So a lot of times they're not placing those larger orders. So I feel like this is a really nice reward as part of their $25 club reward. Hey, Susan, I am so glad to see you here from New York, and Gina's here, and Jolene is here, Mary's here. Welcome, welcome, ladies. And I do appreciate your sharing, and I also appreciate your commenting. When you comment, you do get put into the drawing. So I do a drawing with every one of my videos. So we're going to use Night of Flight. Now this is a little bit unusual because it's moths, and we think about butterflies and how happy, but moths are actually really cool. And what differentiates moths from butterflies mostly is that they're mainly nocturnal. They have a fatter body. So you see how fat the bodies are on these? They also just have little slender antennae. They don't have the big fat ones. So I was looking to see, do I have, I'm not even sure I have a current stamp set handy that has butterflies. But you can see they just kind of have a chunkier look. They also tend to be less bright. They tend to have softer colors. So Diana, I will give you the card club information, and welcome. It's been a while since I saw you. And hey, Deb, I'm glad you are here from York, Pennsylvania. So let me just show you a little bit of where I was playing, and then we'll talk about where we're going to go tonight. So I Googled moths because that's what I do. And I was intrigued by some of the very neutral colors that they have. And these are watercolored, and I might do that on an upcoming video. So this, I was playing with ink refills and our water painters. And I liked this particular one because this is very kind of gender neutral. I could easily send this to a guy. And I think that's one of the things I love about the moths is they're not girly, they're not froofy. They can go for the guys, they can go for the girls. And so this is using the new copper clay. This is Pebbled Path. And believe it or not, this is Calypso Coral and Lemon Lolly. I was intrigued by one of the moths I saw. Had a lot of lemon lolly, and that's where I went here. So I kind of played with this one, and then I did this one with some lighter colors. So basically I used the same exact colors, and I used ink refills, like I said, where you get a very saturated look. And I just colored it lighter here. On this one, I actually started with Lemon Lolly, then I went over it with Calypso Coral, and then I thought it was still too bright, so I added a little bit of this Pebbled Path. So you can either go kind of light and bright, or you can go more kind of dark and neutral and still get a really cool look. So I wanted to do something a little bit different with them tonight, and that is twofold. So the first thing we're going to do, there's a lot of stamps here. Now you can see that there is no greetings. So a couple of these, I've put some simple greetings in here. But I do want to use this particular, let's see, I think I'm going to use this one. One of the larger butterflies that has a fair bit of like color on him, because some of these are made where you can add color to them. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to work with a couple of our in colors. I really like these colors for the moths because when you look in nature, you'll see a lot of these. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so I highly recommend that you use your piercing mat, otherwise known as a foam mat. And I thought it would be kind of fun to play with this with very vanilla. Before I do that, I'm getting ahead of myself. I got so many ideas popping through my head. Now I think, yeah, this will go just barely. Actually, let's just go this way. So what I wanted to do here is I'm going to actually use my blending brushes. and create a color palette underneath and then put the moth on top. So the reason I'm going to add the blending brushes first is because if I stamp my moth in black and then add the color, it kind of diminishes the saturation of the black. It kind of softens it, and I don't want to soften it. I want it to be really, really crisp and clear. So I'm actually going to, I think for this one, I'm going to work with a little bit of wild wheat. And here we go. Well, you know, maybe I won't. Yeah, we're going to just go with this. I may regret this. Well, let me go grab another brush. Hang on. Actually, this is the little ones, to be honest. These are the ones we came out with first, blending brushes, and we came out with the smaller ones. I actually really prefer the smaller ones. I have small hands, and I find this is actually easier for me to work with. Now, ooh, that is a brand new stamp pad, and whoo, that is a lot of ink on there. Glad I am using this little pad over here. So now I'm just going to actually blend really lightly, even though I have kind of stamped off, as it were, over here quite a bit. I'm still going to use a light hand. I'm not mashing down, which I'm a masher. I am a self-identified masher. So I'm going to just use that for the wild wheat. Man, that is a really, really inked up stamp pad. You know, I think I did an event and we re-inked this pad, and I think we got a little bit generous with that ink there. Now I'm going to go with the copper clay, and let's see if hopefully this has got a little bit less ink. Oh yeah, see, that's much more like it should be. So I'm still going to kind of brush that off a little bit, and then I'm going to add a little bit more ink right here because I want a little bit of that copper clay. Now you see how when you mix it with that wild wheat, you get kind of what I call your sunrise colors, but they're softer because this wild wheat is a much, much more muted yellow. Now this is a 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 piece, because I'm going to put this directly on top of one of our basic white note cards. Now these come already scored and ready for you. I think you get 20 for like $8. They were $7 for a long time. I think they're $8 now, but they're dirt cheap. I mean, they're so cheap. But what I like to do when I use these is if I mess up on here, I've kind of like, I'm stuck. So I'm going to take a layer and pop this up here like so. And that way, if I mess up, I can turn this over. Okay, now I have my color. Hey, Laura, I'm glad you've joined us from Florida. We are going to take this stamp and we are going to ink it up. And this is a fairly newly inked tuxedo black pad. Now, let me just show you that when I was doing my watercolor cards here, I actually did heat embossing with the black, and that does two things. Number one, it gives you a really sharp black outline. Also acts as a little bit of a bumper so that when you have your painter brush in there, it kind of stays in the lines a little bit easier. Okay, I think we are all there. So now, ooh, you know, I'm going to try this out here because that doesn't look very inked up. Yep. Now I'm going to show you guys my trick. You'll think I'm funny about this. Maybe this hasn't been inked up. Let's just ink it up. We're going to do a couple of things here so that we have success. Okay. Now, first thing I'm going to do is one of my all-time favorite things to do with a stamp that's not really grabbing the ink, and that is to use a fine emery board. And I do this a lot with my red rubber stamps, but even with your photopolymer, sometimes they'll have, like, particularly when they're new, they'll have like a little layer of almost like a finishing stuff. It's like coated. and it doesn't grab the ink very well. So you do want to always clean after that because you've got some residue from your emery board. So let's just try that before we even add any ink to the pad, because I think it's the stamp and not the ink pad. It might be some of both. And this is just copy paper, so it's not really going to grab ink the way our cardstock does. But let's see if that's an improvement. Haha. You see how the difference? You know, you're not going to hurt the stamp. You just buff it lightly. And the other thing is sometimes when you've had a really heavily used stamp, you'll get a little bit of a buildup of ink, even though you're cleaning it every time. And so I like to do my little emery board trick. Okay, so this still seems to have a little bit. Now, if you have not started purchasing your ink refills, I would encourage you to do that next. So when you have an ink pad, you're going to be able to get a fair bit of use out of it before you start re-inking. But this is one of my pet peeves, is when I see a card and you have gone to all the trouble that you have, not that it's trouble, but I mean, you've gone to the work, you've gone to the time and put your heart into it, and then you stamp it and it's all, yeah, it's real faint. Well, then I know that you need, haha, now we're getting there. Okay, I think this is the one I want to use. It could be that I want to use this. Let me try this one and see which one I want to use. I've got a lot of stamps going here. Which one am I going to? This one has a lot of detailing. This one has a little, it's the same size wingspan. You know, interestingly enough, moths came, I think the largest moth I saw is called something like a mammoth moth. It's like 9 inches in its wingspan. So moths are friendly creatures. They won't hurt you. They are drawn to light. Particularly, they're drawn to like unnatural light, like light bulbs. Haha. You know what? I think I'm going to use this one. Okay. So now I'm going to go right on here. And I have room down here. I've kind of positioned this a little bit high because I want to put my greeting down at the bottom. So let's see what we can do here. So just a very, very classic, very simple card. Stamps, ink, and paper, nothing else. Now you see how I'm putting that right over where I have my ink. And this is just your tuxedo ink. Nothing fancy here. Just our stamps, ink, and paper. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Now I'm going to put a simple greeting down at the bottom. And I think, is this too big? Thanks. That's maybe a little bit too big. Let's do sending hugs and love when words aren't enough. I like that. So I am going to come along here and ink up my greeting, and super, super simple. The other thing I like about this card, in addition to the moths, this would be a great card to send to a guy. You know, they don't want all the freaky stuff. So this is a super, super simple card. And again, this is wild wheat and copper clay. And I'm just going to pop this up on dimensionals to give it a little bit of oomph. Now, I can just leave it just as it is. I think it's actually pretty exquisite. Sometimes less is more. But I could also put a little bit of sequin on here, or some kind of a neutral embellishment. So let's just see. Let's pop that there. And then it looks like a little piece of art. Sending hugs and love when words aren't enough. Super, super simple. Let's see. Should I or shouldn't I? To embellish or not to embellish? Let's see. Do I have a... Let me find a... a little something something going here. Now we could add a single gold. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. That's a gold sequin. I could add this brown one, and that's pretty nice too. So if anybody has some feedback, I could just leave it. So I'm going to think about leaving it. And the other thing I could do is something a little bit more rustic. These rustic metallic guys, I used all of mine up. Okay, so Gina's telling me gold. Let me just show you these two. One of the things I do like about the sequins is they are flat. These have a little bit more texture to them. They're a little bit more presence. I could do, okay, now Diana likes the brown. I could do a couple of these. That's looking kind of cool. Darlene says just to leave it alone. So we have several opinions going. I'm looking for a little bit of a consensus somewhere. I kind of like those, you know, they're not blingy, so they kind of, to me, kind of go with a little bit more of the theme here with just stamps, ink, and paper. So I'll kind of wait for people to weigh in. And in the meantime, we are going to play with these, well, we're going to finish a card and we're going to play with. So these are the ones that I did with the watercolor. And then I did this one with the blends. And I just need to finish this card. So I thought a layer of black to really go with the whole nighttime theme. Okay, Susan says leave it alone as well. Oh, Jolene says maybe on the tips of the wings. Now that's a different idea. So let me go back to see what we think about that. You know, truly, sometimes less is more. This is that pebbled path, which I absolutely adore. And I think when you're working with these moths, it's really pretty perfect. So this one really looks a lot like the particular moth that I saw that I was trying to mimic or copy, I should say. So I think what I'm going to do is just do a little greeting down here. But I do want to put some dimensionals there. And I actually have some black ones somewhere. You should see my surface here. It's got so much stuff on it. Let's see. Aha. The black ones are here. I could put a couple of black dimensionals on here. And let's see, anybody else got an opinion going? I love to hear your take on these things. So let's pop this. Okay, so Tasha, you like that color in the background. You know, I think it's a very elegant look. And like I said, I'd be happy to send that to, I've had, unfortunately, a couple of male friends who lost their wives. You know, we were friends as couples, and then the wife passed. And I don't really want to send them a card with all kinds of like froofy stuff. So, oh, Tasha, you're talking about this color with the dark background. Yeah, it is. I'm trying to kind of create a little bit of a nighttime scene. So, hey, Corinne, I'm glad you are here. So I think what I'm going to do is, this I think would also make a cool guy birthday card. Let's see, did I take out a birthday one? I think I took out, this does not want to stay on the block. If you ever have that happen, you just need to clean your stamp really well. So this says you are amazing. And I think then, if I wanted to put happy birthday on the inside, I could say thank you. I could say all kinds of things. So let's go ahead and put this, except that needs to be straight. And it's not. There we go. And again, I'm just using more pebbled path. Pebbled path is a really, to me, it's like a really dark version of gray granite because it's a warm gray. Now, let's see if my stamp is straight. Fairly. Let's try again. Corinne, thank you so much for sharing my video. I appreciate that. Let's see how we can get on here. I needed actually a bigger block. These skinny blocks sometimes play with my eyes. That's better. So I think I'm just going to do this, and then I was thinking about using these. Now these are the Adhesive Wax Sparkle Gems, and these black ones really caught my eye as to something that we could put here, like I'm thinking of just, again, the night sky. Interestingly enough, when you look up the symbolism of moths, it can often be a new beginning. You know, they have a chrysalis and everything, just like a butterfly. So this is definitely more of a guy card. I think this one's a little bit straighter. So let's go here. Where's my seal? Here we go. I'm waiting for any more opinions. Any more opinions would be very welcome. Now, let's see what happens if we add these black. Now, you see how subtle that is? I mean, that is like ultra, ultra subtle. And I'm thinking they look a bit like stars. Now, I could go with these gold ones. No. It's like it competes. I don't want anything to compete with that really beautiful moth. So I'm thinking something like this. And I think I'm going to need 5. You know, the rule of thumb with embellishments is you need an odd number. So I'm either going to do 3, or I'm going to do 5. And I think I'm going to do 5. Let's see if I go here. And then I'm going to bring another one down like so. Yeah, let's do that. So what do we think? A little bit of sparkle in there. These are super, super elegant, and that was really the look I was wanting to go to. So I think, you know, less is more, although having said that, I put designer paper, I put the twine, I did it. I love, love, love this from the Nested Embellishments, this die cut with this really large moth. So Gina likes the black. So there's 3 ideas of using. Now that's all using the same one. Now where did my little one go? Where did my little note card go? Where are you? We haven't finished the note card. Well, phooey, where did I put it? Where did I set it down? I was going to add some embellishments, and let's see. I know some people who have worked in my studio with me who are on here are giggling because, yeah, this is Candy's favorite trick, is to set something down and not know where she set it. I did want to show you while I'm looking for that. This is one of the stamp sets I was using for the You Are All Kinds of Amazing and the Sending Hugs. This is a really cool $21 photopolymer stamp set. I like it a lot. Really crisp, really clear. Again, these are greetings that would be really good for guy cards. I cannot find my card to save my life. You know what? If I start stamping, it will appear. Okay, so we will find the note card somewhere. In the meantime, I wanted to work a little bit with some Very Vanilla and see if it's going to look different with vanilla. Top left, yeah. Darlene's telling me top left. That's where I will find the card. I still can't find it. I wonder if it fell on the floor. No, not on the floor. Okay, well, we will find it. In the meantime, what I want to do is I want to work with some of these moths. They have little parts that you can add color with them. So I thought that would be kind of fun to play with. Let's get this cleaned off. And I've got a lot of stamps and stuff up here. So again, this is a host stamp set called Night of Flight. You can get it for free when you are a 6-month member of my host, not host club, stamp club. Let's try that one. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do some with, this is the giant guy. So what I like to do, I'm going to do like a little collage, a little montage of butterflies. Not butterflies, I keep calling them butterflies. They are moths. This is the pebble. Is it inside one of the cards? That's a good question. This is the pebbled path. And like I said, it's kind of a dark, warm gray. Still hasn't turned up. Lord have mercy. You know what? I was getting these. Did I set it down over there? No, I was going to get black dimensionals. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so we're going to put that one there. Let's take the other giant one, because when I'm doing something like this, I like to put the big ones down first. Let's put this one down next. And I'm going to do this one also in the pebbled path, but I'm going to maybe bring it where it's not totally on my piece of Very Vanilla. Now I'm going to close this up. No, let's keep using it. This is very free form. Those of you who are regulars here know this is the way I like to create on camera. So I have an idea that I want to use these colors, and I want to use them on a piece of Very Vanilla, and that's about it. Okay, let's use some of these other, let's see, I did that one. Let's use some of these smaller ones, and let's tuck them in. The other thing is that when moths are at rest, their wings are flat. You know how a butterfly has that classic pose with their wings together when they're at rest? Well, moths, they keep theirs flat when they're at rest. So I'm liking that. Now, here's this small one, like this. Let's bring this one like so. And let's bring that one in again, because it's a little bit smaller. And let's do it like so. Okay. If there was a little tiny one, that would be terrific, but I don't think there is one. I have a little bit, but you know what? That'll be a good place to put a greeting. So I'm going to put the pebbled path is what I used to stamp them. You can see it makes a nice, makes a really nice outline. It's softer than black for sure, and warmer than basic gray. Now I wanted to kind of play with this copper clay and this wild wheat, and let's see what we can come up with on some of these fill-in images. So this one is going to fill in the bottom of this. So let's ink up copper clay. Let's stamp it off. And then let's put it right here. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Now I'm going to do it over here too. Copper clay stamped off, and then we'll put it right there. Now I've got copper clay ink everywhere because I dipped my block into the stamp pad. Okay, well, let's see. Ay, ay, ay. We're going to come back to clean that some more. Okay, I want to use some of this wild wheat. And this wild wheat is really, really saturated. Like it's a really wet ink pad. And I'm thinking that this is going to go right across like that. Actually, I think it goes better on that one. You kind of mix and match these, which makes it kind of fun. So let's ink this one up. And let's stamp that off. That is a lot of ink. And let's go right across here. Voila. I'm liking that. Honestly, I think I could almost, dare I come back over it? That might be too much. Yeah, that's going to be too much. But I'm going to go over it again, stamped off. but stamped twice. Stamp it off and then stamp it twice, and then I get kind of a medium saturation of the ink. So then I want to go, let's do this little tail, and let's do it with some more of this. You got to get it way down in there. I'm going to do some more of this wild wheat, and we're going to bring it right down here to this one. A little bit of color there. And then we want to add some ink. Oh, look, we could do some there too. Let's mix and match colors on this. This is where you start really, this is a very versatile stamp set. You can do a lot of fun things with it, a lot of artsy things. So let's bring this in right down here so that we have both colors. Oh, I'm liking that a lot. I am liking that a lot. Okay, so now that might be a key, putting two colors on one. Now, we've got some more of these little fill-in guys. Now, these go right here. No. Believe it or not, I tried this before I came on camera. Ah, there it is right there. Okay, so this time I'm going to use, let's go back to copper clay. I wonder if maybe I'll just go full strength. Let's just live dangerously right here. Let's go full strength. And then, oh, I like that a lot. Now, there is a second one so that it goes perfectly on the other side. So here we go. Like so. I do like variation in color so that you have some darker and some lighter. I like that a lot. And then there is this other one here. This goes, let's see if we can figure out. I think it goes here. Sort of, kind of. Not really. Let's see if I can figure out where this one goes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And there were not very many samples in the catalog, so you kind of have to just get this out and start playing. Maybe it goes right there. So what do we think? Maybe I just won't. I think I'm going to use it right here. Let's try. Let's go copper. And no, let's go this way. I like it. Okay. Hey, Linda, I'm glad you're here. We are playing with Night of Flight, and we're making some cool, very cool moths. Now, you could go back in and add, you know, more, but I'm thinking less is more, and I did this on the very vanilla to give us kind of a softer look. I think I'm going to go like that. And then I'm just going to put a little greeting across here. And I think I'm going to keep going with this. This is the Pebble to Path. I could go with a little larger one. I kind of like that. What are we thinking? And then we're going to add some embellishment to this one. So let's go back to sending hugs and love when words aren't enough. I like that. It really fits nicely on there. So let's add that with black because it will really stand out. Hey, Catherine, I'm glad you're here from Jacksboro, Tennessee. Welcome, welcome. It's a little bit different Facebook Live because I'm really just kind of playing tonight. And I had done a little bit with this and then thought, you know what, I'm just going to kind of play on camera and we'll just have some fun with this because I think it just kind of lends itself to experimentation and that there's not a right or wrong way to do this. There are just a whole host of ways to play with this. I hope I don't have any ink on this. Yay, okay. I have done that before. And this is all done in our three of our new in colors. This is Wild Wheat, this is Pebbled Path, and this is Copper Clay. Now, let's do a little flag here. We will go there, there, and let's do our little flag, because I think, well, light's not great in here and I'm having a little bit of trouble. Let's see. Can I see it? Haha. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to just put that flat. This is a Stamps, Ink, and Paper card, and I think it's really lovely. Again, if you wanted to make brighter colors, which you certainly can, there are some moths that are like, almost like granny apple green. I mean, they're super, super bright green. And of course, it's art, so you can make moths any color you want. You can make them all kinds of different colors. Now, I had some other, let's start tidying this up. And if I tidy this up, maybe I will find my other card. Let's see. I made another card here tonight. Can't find it to save my life. So this is where we finished this one. Let's see. Oh, Jolene, I'm glad you like the, Deep Blue Moths. Yes, Misty Moonlight would be a really pretty moth. So there's my Lemon Lolly. There's my Copper Clay. There's my kind of Black and Pebbled Path. Like I said, when I looked these up, I just Googled them and I saw these were the colors. I saw a lot of our new in colors. So I thought, okay, that's where I'm going to start. Still cannot find that card to save my life. Isn't that the darndest thing? So strange. You know, I also had a stack of self-adhesive die cuts. Okay, there's that. Another piece of white. Not self-adhesive die cuts. Self-adhesive, yikes. This is when Candy's got too many things in her brain. I've got some more embellishments. I bet if I can find the embellishments, I'll find the card. Let's see. Lord have mercy. I do like the colors on this a lot. Well, you know, I came to get a new brush. Still no. Well, I'll post a picture of it. How's that? But I did have some other, I just found it. I knew it would be with the embellishments. So this is the other one I did tonight. Hallelujah. Okay, so there we go. You can kind of see I was on the same theme with these colors. And this time, I do think that the sequins would go really well on this. Yeah, I think these sequins are just the right touch. And I think we're going to go with the gold ones. I think we're going to go with gold sequins. Well, I'm really glad I prevailed. I kept looking, and I did kind of have in my head, if I find the embellishments, I bet I'm going to find the card. And sure enough, I had scooped it all up together. Whoopsie, that one's lost its little... It's lost its little adhesive dot. So there we go. What do we think? Probably needs a few more. Let's add a few more. I think these need more, not less. So let's do one over here. And let's do one up here. Oh yeah, that makes me happy. I like that. So you love this last one. Oh, that makes me happy, Tasha. And this is, you know, these are softer colors. Some people like, you know, really bright colors. Some people like the softer, more mellow colors. And like I said, now I don't know, to give it to a guy, I probably wouldn't put instead of these, I would probably put these rustic dots on here. They're a little bit more masculine, but I think that other than that, this would be a great card for a guy. And then again, here's the other ones I did before. So this one, these are watercolored. This is watercolored. This is done with blends, and this is just done with stamp, ink, and paper. So really versatile stamp set. And again, this is one of our host stamp sets called Night of Flight. Now, let me just show you. You see how there's a lot of, this is the one that I was kind of, yeah, I think it kind of goes on these two moths here. So that is it for tonight. Just a reminder that my Stamp Club members, part of Twist Club, they get this after they have been 6-month members. They actually get this in a whole nice little goodie bag, a $25 goodie bag. This is the sneak peek of Cards with a Twist for coming up to July. And this is my card club by mail. Oh, wait a minute, 2, 4, 6. Where's the other cards? This is my night for losing cards. There it is. So I took, this is actually one of the online exclusives bundles, and then it comes with some paper, and I wanted to just totally change it up and make a totally different color palette with it, which I think I successfully did. I've really kind of been doing some of these red, white, and blue cards that I think are really good for people with summer birthdays, but also people who have any kind of tie with the military. I think those work out really well. So let me know if you want information about Cards with a Twist. I'm getting ready to release the July one, and I think that Diane wants some information about that. Most of you saw I released earlier this week. I do have Christmas in July coming, and I will just pull these really quick because they're right here. So this is a bundle that is going to be released in July the 6th. And I love, love, love this. It's called Horse and Sleigh. And there's the horse and sleigh. And so this is a 5-card class by mail. And you get the paper with it, and you get these snowflakes with it, and you get a quarter pack of this gorgeous paper that's so fun to use. And you also get a half a pack of the rhinestones, because I like putting the rhinestones into those snowflakes. There is an add-on class, which I don't typically do, but I did this time because I couldn't get enough of this paper. So with the add-on class, you get another quarter pack of this paper. It's so fun to use. You get a full pack of these, what do you call it? No, you get a half a pack of these festive pearls, and then you get a full pack of this ribbon, which I've used every last scrap of. This to me reminds me of Christmas morning. That yellow is so unexpected for Christmas, but I really think that this reminds me of Christmas morning when the little girl has kind of gone out before everybody has gotten up to give the reindeer a little something. So then we've got some very classic Christmas, and really these are kind of holiday cards. I think you could use them for Christmas or anything, you know, during the holiday season. My little bunny rabbit. This one's very traditional, Merry Christmas. And this one is also more on the traditional side with the reindeer and the peace on earth. So anyway, that is coming up. Actually, I've already this is Christmas in July coming up, but I have already released registration for that. So that is it for tonight. Lots of stamping fun. I really appreciate you being here with me. Don't forget that not every time. If you do get into the drawing when you comment. You don't get more entries in the drawing when you comment more, but I do love to hear from you. So I love your opinions. I love to hear from you. And I will put these up on my blog. They were really fun to make. I appreciate the feedback you guys give me. That helps me so much. So that is it for tonight. Let me grab, where'd it go? There's my host code for June. I've got thank you packets from yesterday with the, some of you guys were placing the, free shipping orders, which I really appreciate. And so I've got thank you packets to go out with that. And I do always give you a gift when you use my host code. And the gift that everybody gets, no matter what size your order is I'm part of a tutorial group, and I will give you a free tutorial. This month it is for Countryside Inn. So that is it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care. and God bless.